Hello, everybody. Broadcast is back. Woo!
If someone hasn't noticed, this is the third capture, so 3 beeps.
Okay.
Is the battle for first and second?
One more time.
James Johnson has just passed Jonathan Dion, and he's now a full lap ahead. That means James Johnson for GT Omega is the only remaining car in the lead lap.
Yeah, because
Dion...
Because
he's the leader. So yeah. All going a bit wrong. Welcome back,
Dion was
then.
in the pits for 2 laps ago.
Oh yeah. Welcome back, viewers, just in case you're watching it on Tube of the U Variety, because you can watch this in subjects. Which you can do that once this has all been uploaded, you saucy beggars. So, welcome to the third section of the RDLMS round 4 of Road Atlanta. We are here. My name's Simon Swift, taking you through the action. I also have with me, complete with honky horn, Roy Magnus. And complete with scary beat, Joakim Skalstad. And with finger of fear that gives out the penalties, Yuri Jizen.
Hello.
Is that what your finger noise makes?
How do you make a finger noise?
I don't know. Yeah. And we're currently joined by a guest who will be driving later on, Ben Tusting.
Oh.
I was like a Gabor Nemczak has taken over P11 car. Hello, Gabor. Whoa, that camera freaked me out. That was like my life flashed before my eyes, and it told me actually there's not much going on.
Speaking of Gabor, how much can one cut the corners in the last chicane before a finish?
Oh.
Because
Position change into position 3 is Jürgen Walby is into the pit, and Tim Brook has right past him, and he's catching up with the top 2 guys. So we got the top 3 in one picture if we want to.
That camera freaking me out.
1, 2, 3 in the right order, but they're all a lap apart.
Woohoo! But they're pretending that they're in a battle, and that keeps me amused for now.
yeah, easily satisfied.
Yeah, let's ask Tim Brook to make some action out of it.
Go on, Timmy.
Timmy boy.
Because it seems that Jonathan won a little bit on the pit because he was behind Tim Brook before they both went to the pit. If I'm not mistaken.
I am very much mistaken. Woo, woo, woo. Gonna remembers that.
Not a lot of room there for the P2 leader as the top 3 guys come by.
Eddie Holgren's in the pits from 12 off your screens while these lot continue to mock battle. And I'll be back with you all shortly. I shall leave you in the capable hands.
No. You know what's gonna happen.
I feel this race needs to be infused, so whilst I'm busy infusing my eau de toilette, I shall let you all wreak havoc. I'm sure that you've got like some secret panel. You know how you'd like in like kids' cartoons, they turn around and their desk opens up and inside is a panel with like loads of buttons that bleep multicoloured lights and stuff.
And his doubt he is missing part of his bodywork.
See?
Why?
It's already happening.
I've not even left!
You thought about it?
Ah!
Well, I can see that it's missing anything, but...
He's definitely
lights
driving
off.
slow, but in my screen, part of his splitter, or what you call it.
Yeah, actually, when I see it, I see it here too. It's just needed to refresh.
Stupid thing is, in my screen it disappeared somewhere in the middle of the S's while he hit nothing, but he was definitely already driving slow because he was letting the Hungarians by.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
No. never let Hungarians by, unless it's absolutely necessary.
Exactly. I'm
Okay,
sure.
he's going to pits now. Run!
Okay. They can't pull your... Well, should I really go while he's in the pits in case they try a driver swap? Oh, do you know what? You're taking your life into your own hands. I'm off.
Yeah.
Oh, at least we know who's to blame then.
Yeah. Well, that's a splitter back on.
Still, if there's anyone else of the other drivers that wants to pop in for a chat, then feel free.
Hint, hint, Ole Marius.
Seems like the Black Rebels are closing in Gregory the Grave on the Richard Bauer-driven Simco Hungarian car.
That's number 8.
They're both in the first sector as Richard Bauer is getting down the S's and Gregory is just moving out of turn 1.
Belty survived the pits.
Whew. Yeah, he still has to make that tricky corner, you know.
Yeah.
But we'll assume he'll do well. And there he goes. James Jones is still ahead of Jonathan Dion, who hasn't unlapped himself yet, and Tim Brook is slightly losing touch with the two, which is bad news for us because we want battles. But, well, not for now it seems. 4th and 5th are the two Atlantic racing team prototypes, with Jürgen Walby in the 9 car, leading the John Davies driven 8 car. They're a lap apart. In the GT2, George Talbot is still about 1.5 lap ahead of his sister team driver Richard Sobolewski. And he is in the same lap as Denis Borokniak, but they seem to be quite a bit apart. Not sure what the exact time difference is, but probably like 10-20 seconds.
Oh, in car, let's see, car number 19 in 13th position overall, it's Alvin Neves who's taken over for Dmitry Botnarenko a couple of laps ago.
What blue racing car?
Yeah, I think that happened as we ran down the order.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we caught up with it or not, but now we have. Hello!
Wait. And Conor McCarroll also?
Conor McCarroll in car number 19, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Simon picked up on him.
Yeah, I think so.
Everything happens so fast.
Oh.
Well, the biggest problem is that there's so many drivers who can't remember any of them.
George Talbot, HRTH P2, headlights off.
L Racing Team P2.
Where are they?
That should be the number 11. 11.
I can't see any lights.
No, not anymore, no.
Ooh, it works.
Magic commands.
George is chatting during race.
Ooh.
Give him
Since he was chatting, then is he?
No, he's still on track.
Okay.
He's either taken straight, or he was in the pit, but I'm not sure about that. I don't think so.
No, I think he's on the straight or something. Just typed really fast.
Yes, he's about to take his second lap on the number 3rd position GT2 car.
Yeah, Dennis Brockner.
Yeah. Ever more safely securing that podium for them, but they'll take nothing less than the win if it's up to them.
I see here on the chat that Tim Brook had an accident.
Tim Brook? Oh.
Yeah.
When?
Not sure. Just put it on the chat.
definitely lost touch with the guys ahead, so must be something.
How long ago?
Not sure. But 20 seconds on the last lap. Oh, yeah, there. Just about 1.5 ago.
Yeah, but that was just replay lag more than anything else.
Sorry.
Not really get a good read.
Oh,
Did spin into turn 5? Yes,
Yeah,
he
that
did.
seems to be it.
Yeah. Mystery solved.
Case closed.
So
Speaking
we're
of
taking
which,
George
is-
right now.
Yeah.
Sister teams.
He tried to overtake George when he spun also, but this didn't seem to be any contact.
Was it George? I thought it was a Ferrari.
Yes, it says there.
George wishes he was in a Ferrari.
Right, I'm going to go and practice, so I'll hopefully see you after the race.
Yeah. Good luck.
Break a
See
leg.
ya.
Good luck.
Hopefully not.
George being harassed by even more prototypes. We haven't really been that much aboard any P2 cars, have we?
Ricardo Acevedo is in the pits.
Yep, I think he's
On his way out.
just taken over Thames International car. Because it was our Danish friend who was driving it.
Yeah, that was Carsten Mortensen, wasn't it?
Kasper Mortensen.
Kasper.
Yeah, mighty close.
Yeah, close enough.
I think Ricardo was the guy that started the race, and now he's in there for the second time.
Ready for more havoc.
Let's go on board with him then for a couple of laps. See what it's like to be driving a P2 car around Road Atlanta.
Slightly missed it on the exit of the 10A corner. So he's going up to two slower cars, the Porsche and a Ferrari. And he's going to try to get them both before turn 3. No, just one of them. This is
No.
close.
He has to wait now?
Now, this is last chance, this corner, but if he doesn't do it here, no. And now he has to wait. So he's being careful with them because he already had a penalty before for passing people here, and this is where he gets passed, running down to turn 6. The first of two sharp right-handers that lead onto the back straight. This is where the car go for the full speed. Some teams have entirely set up their car to make sure they can get a high speed day here and pass people at the end of this straight, because this is probably the best overtaking opportunity in the entire track. But then they have to get rid of a lot of downforce that helps them in sector 1, where Ricardo Acevedo just tried to overtake the Ferrari, and that completes the lap. Final corner, full speed. You don't want to get off track here.
Almost 260 kilometers an hour at at turn 1 actually as well. At the braking point for after long straight.
Yeah,
There's quite a high speed around the circuit.
yeah, it's pretty tiny twisty, but definitely high speed. This is the slowest part of the circuit. The S's. Or actually, the slowest part is of course the turn 10 chicane.
Well, it's tight and twisty, fast and short, so of course we will have, well, we've had quite an eventful race.
Yeah, good for us. Tricky for them drivers.
Absolutely. And
Ricardo seems to have the class leader in his mirrors. Is he going to let them pass? Yes, seems so. There goes Richard Bauer of the Simco Hungarian team. Comfortably leading his class so far. He's actually in the same lap as the Black Rebels. I'm saying that wrong because the Black Rebels, Gregory the Grave, is now entering the final turn of the circuit, getting past the start-finish. He's actually pretty close to the leader, to Richard Bauer.
and we see another prototype in the mirrors.
That's Alvin Neves, the Popular Racing D2 car, I think.
Yeah, certainly looked like it.
Ricardo behind that Porsche on the exit. They can't go through that fast. And here goes Alvin Neves.
Zoom.
Water Blue Racing.
Zoom zoom.
Quite a bit of looking up from the Porsche ahead of us there.
Porsche here is Richard Sobolewski.
Yeah, Sobolewski.
Yep, for 25 Motorsport done.
Yeah, position 2 in G2.
Ricardo Acevedo.
Yeah, he actually has a good lead over Gabor Nemchek of Hell Racing Hungary, Team Hungary P2. Ricardo is 4th, Gabor Nemchek is 5th. Ahead of these guys is Ines Doughty of the R4R Motorsport team. But he is the better portion of a lap ahead of Ricardo, so they won't be meeting anytime soon. And I also forgot to mention that he's 4 laps ahead anyway.
And Nigel Middleton has taken over the Total Sim Race. Total Sim
Nigel
Racing.
started the race in the Spiker as well, the STP sponsored Spiker. Only one in the race. They're still in, and there's a lot of teams that can't say that. Oh, James Johnson just scooted past the P2 there, it was pretty close.
Ooh.
And now Jonathan Dion is looking to do the same. He
That
has to
was
right to the straight.
quite close. Nigel Middleton almost forced off the road there by the Hell Racing Team P1 car. I think it was. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
Came shooting around the outside.
It could have easily been a spin, but it didn't become that.
Guess I still admire the car, it looks really great. He's only got 5.5 seconds up to the guy ahead of him. According to the splits on screen at least.
There's only the back straight between Richard Bauer and Gregory the Grave, 7th and 8th position overall, 1st and 2nd in the P2 class.
The Griff in a lot of traffic.
Yeah, he's not happy with this. He also has a P1 ahead of him, so he should be delayed by that.
And John Davis.
John Davis is driving 5th position. 4 laps behind the leader of his class. And 1 lap behind his sister team driver, Jorgen Walby.
Those two teams are quite close, actually.
Oh, they are on track, but there's a lap between them as well.
Yeah. 1 lap between them at this point. It's not that bad, actually.
No, actually the top 5 drivers all have a lap between them. Adam Kuhn is not that far behind John Davies, although Davies is getting on the back straight while Kuhn is just getting out the Assis. So there's full turn two turns between them. But I wonder when Gregory de Graaf is going to catch up with Richard Bauer, because he definitely seems capable of doing that. Bauer just getting out of turn 10 while Gregory de Graaf is actually breaking into it.
Seems like de Graaf is going 111, 112 laps lately.
7-8 seconds.
Bauer is going 112, 113. On my 111.
So 5-6 laps from now, that should be getting close.
Yeah. I went on the forums earlier to check if any of the DNF and the other drivers who dropped out had posted any post on why they're out, and I read this Royce Broughton disqualification. He got disqualified because he couldn't make the stop and go penalty. He tried 3 times.
That is a pity. That's a bit weird of a bug, it seems then.
Yeah.
Got a stop and go for barging, and then couldn't redeem it, it seems.
It says here he agrees with the penalty, but he didn't think he needed it.
Nobody ever thinks they need a penalty, I suppose.
No.
With the fear of putting the track on fire, this feels a little bit like the quiet hour of the race. Everyone's just settled into a rhythm, sticking with it.
Hey, we don't want anything to happen now.
No, we're approaching the end of the 5th hour. People feel they want to finish the race now, and with less traffic than before, the chances are higher. For actually making it. Still, 25 drivers in contention. Steven Pubol's closing the ranks, and he is, well, nearly 50 laps behind now. 48 actually. Then of course he has a GT2 car, whereas the leader has a prototype, the Audi R10 TDI. Or it's the R15, the R10, right? The LSD teams, driven by Steven Pubol's, actually been in a lot of trouble in the race early on, with crashes and a string of pit stops after damage. But he seems to have recovered, and even though he has no hood to do the aerodynamics for him on the front side of the car, they are steadily driving their laps. 10 laps behind their teammates, De Frey and Laurijs, who are still in the running to gain some positions if they can just make up their little gaps to Mats Strand and Gilde Haan. That's the back end of the GT2 field, the back end of this race, between the drivers that are still in it. Up front we have James Johnson still leading, and he has apparently gotten away from Jonathan Dion. They were closer early on, but now there's a lap and a little bit more between them. Tim Brooks still in 3rd position. Better part, or at least over a lap behind, or is even 2 laps at the moment. Yeah, must be 2 laps. it down. Just a little over a lap, or just a little less than a lap ahead of Jürgen Walby of Atlantic Racing, who's a lap ahead of his sister team driver John Davies. And he's in the same lap as Adam Kuhn is for Hell Racing Team Hungary. Top 6
Adam
drivers.
Kuhn has just been in the pits.
Yes. And he's getting lapped by James Johnson right away.
Sobolewski is into pits, I see.
That makes 6 of it. Sobolewski, he's been in the car for quite a while already.
Yes, he has.
I wonder if he's going to do a driver swap.
Borokniak goes into pits also.
Yeah, Dennis Borokniak, second place driver at the moment.
So second and third, and then the GT2 categories into the pits.
And Sobolewski goes straight out without
No driver
swapping.
swaps.
At least they're changing tires, as well as filling up fuel. I haven't really seen any double stinting with the GT cars yet, as we've seen with a couple of the prototypes.
I think we have. I think most of the GT drivers are trying to at least string 2 fuel tanks to fuel runs to each other. So they will be driving 2 to 2.5 hours each before giving the wheel to their teammate.
Yeah, I was thinking about double stinting the tires.
Ah, yes. I don't think that is a very neat idea, because the tires seem to wear out faster than the fuel does. I know some teams are struggling with soft tires and chose to drive medium so they can at least last for their fuel run. And I don't think that hard tires are in any way the preferred tires for doing a double stint on. So usually the tires will go when the fuel goes as well.
Yeah, we've seen it with the Atlantic cars. E1 at least, they have been double stinting the tires.
Alright.
They did early on the race list. I don't know if they've continued to do so, or they are going for the safe one and
with all the turns
stick.
and with the high speed on them, tires do tend to get punished quite a bit.
Yeah, they do.
Jonathan Deal now again ahead.
Oh,
Colin
terrible.
McCarroll spun James Johnson. A little bit Norwegian in there.
Stuffing your face with candy as well. Oh, come on, please replay. Nah. Lag, of course, when it's been.
Colin McCarroll got that corner wrong, and James was on the outside there.
In a huge pack of cars. Seem to be
James
running around
might
in
have to go
chunks.
for the pit to the pit for that. But we have to see. He's less than a lap ahead, so if he does, they'll be pretty much equal. They'll be close when they come out. Him and the
Big Griff just passed Bauer.
Did he?
It's on the screen here.
I've Grieve driving here still.
Griff is still, yeah.
Gregory. He's actually ahead. He's now the new leader in the P2 class, because he's ahead of Richard Bauer. And I'm thinking Richard Bauer went to the pit, but I'm not entirely sure.
What's that? Yes, that was a prototype in the grass, on the gravel.
That might be Bauer.
That one, yeah, it might be.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was Bauer.
It was.
Bauer went off the track.
Alright then, no pit stop. Mistake. Well, just a mistake. He cost him the lead, of course, and he's not going to like that because the Grave is out of sight already. Now getting into the final turn and onto the front straight, while Bauer is still in the final chicane, getting under the bridge. And he's going to the pit, so he probably picked up damage there.
It will be hard to catch up to the Griff now, I think.
Yeah, because he seemed to be faster on the pace anyway.
I was when he's
down
getting
to
kept
third
up.
position is
Bauer's
3
into
laps
pits.
down.
There you go, Bauer goes into the pits for IMCO Hungarian team.
If they're clever now, they will make their drive swap at the same time.
Well, yeah, I don't...
But Bauer isn't in the car for a long time.
Oh no, oh maybe.
He's done maybe an hour,
Okay.
hardly maybe even.
Yep, 24.5 seconds, so that's just fuel then. That might also explain why the Griff was catching up with him so fast, because this is, the double stinting on the tires have maybe a harder compound than for Richard Bauer.
Oh yeah, that might be it. I still wonder whether that's faster than actually changing the tires and redeem the speed on the track. Because these harder tires are that more difficult to handle, and if you don't handle them well, their long duration effect also perishes.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of what the driver does. I know Monginar, who was driving, who was supposed to take over the car from Ole Marius in our team, he was actually driving faster on the hard tires than he was on the mediums. So,
But again, we Norwegians are quite weird, so...
And in this pit stop that he did simultaneously with the 25 Motorsport car, Sergei Solatov has taken over the car from Denis Borochnia.
that was with which position?
That's position 16. Portrait
16.
of Sim Motorsport.
16
They're
at 1.
second in class still. Seems there are now 3 cars in the same lap in that for second position.
Yeah, 21 seconds. Down to Sobolewski.
Yes, and even Maciek Milosevski is in the same lap as well.
That's very well done, actually, after 5 hours.
Yeah, they seem to have caught up a little bit, because they weren't in the same lap a while ago, if I'm not mistaken. Richard Sobolewski in 17th position is getting up the front straight, while Maciek Milosevski for Atlantic is just getting under that bridge and into the final turn. That's not much of a gap.
Sobolewski in traffic. Well, he's ahead of traffic, but... Okay. Just 11.9 seconds, according to the splits in the game. Well, we did see that in the qualifying as well, that position number 2, 3 and 4 in the GT2 category was pretty close.
Yes, but they were different teams, because neither of these teams, or actually 25 and Atlantic weren't contending for for these positions, but Sim Motorsport was, of course, because they were, I believe, second on the grid.
Another one of my points on that.
I just wanted to look at the lap times of Milosevski and Sobolewski. Milosevski is actually faster by half a second or so, but Sobolewski was in the pits for 3 laps ago, so that might explain why he's caught up so bad.
Yeah, that's of course true. Same goes for the Sim Motorsport team. They were in pit simultaneously with the 25 Motorsport team. So the question now is, how long will Milosevski stick with the car on the track without getting it into the pit? It would be really nice for them to be able to sync up with these guys and challenge them for third and second, but chances are that he has to go into the pit quite soon.
Milosevski has been on the track for about 40 laps since the last pit stop.
Yeah, so that one's coming closer.
and it was about 50 laps between the last two pit stops, so 10 laps or so.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the actual length of a stint is going to be. Let's do a little calculation.
Yeah. He was in at lap 113 and in at lap 166. So, if he does the same again, it will be 219, I think.
Yeah, I think there's about a maximum of around 55 laps on a fuel tank.
Yeah. Oh, Jill DeHaan has spun again. Position 22.
Oh,
22.
that's not good. It's a bit unlucky race for the SRVN team.
Oh,
One car out early after about 2 hours of racing. With a
lucky
spin
them
and
not
then
to
buried it in the
slide
gravel
well into
trap.
the-
And this car's been battered up badly in a crash with the AGP Consortium prototype.
yeah.
Possibly one of the contacts that Jill met with the wall later.
And George Talbot has stepped out of the leading car in GT2 and left the wheel over to Kevin Brent for 05 Motorsport.
The leaders of the GT2 cars. Still quite comfortably. Still 2 laps ahead. If they keep the pace a little bit, they will be going for victory. But you never know what happens when there's still 3 hours to go. Matt Strand and Jill DeHaan are actually still the same lap. Not that far away from each other. They're
Sure, what's
fighting over
happened
8th
with,
position in class,
James
22nd overall.
Johnson now? He's been in the pits. Yeah, he's just been in the pits. It's 4 seconds between them now. 4.5.
Oh, that makes for interesting sport. Let's hope. Whoa!
Ooh.
Close moment with the World Connect competition Porsche. That is now driven by Richard Roberts.
Hello, Richard.
Yeah, that kind of stuff enables Jonathan Dion to get closer, I suppose.
Up to 3
It's not
seconds
4 seconds
now.
anymore. You can see him up the hill there as they go onto the back straight, onto turn 10. But there's still a prototype between them, and that's the Hungarian P2 car. Will be going out of the way here, it seems. Even going on the gravel to do it.
Risky.
Quite gorgeous.
That would be Gabor Nemchak.
Yeah, who is driving
Oh.
15th in class. That is
James Johnson has spun
Johnson of the track.
That's
What
not the
did
way
he
to
do?
go.
Oh, you wiggled a
Yeah.
lot out of the... Oh.
He lost the grip as the car got loose over the hill. It's where the weight suddenly disconnects from the track surface, so it seems. And it's difficult to get it right there. Keep the steering wheel straight, and if you turn it just a little bit, the car has the tendency to spin out. That just happened to James Johnson. So Jonathan Dean got the lead handed to him. But now the question is, how long until his pit stop?
About 5 or 10 laps
Right.
At the most.
So we have a new leader then, RC France. Jonathan Dion, the winners of Road America's 8-hour race, which was the previous round. Or was it?
Wasn't
Daytona was the previous round. Yeah.
Is your memory fading on the older days?
Oh yeah. Everybody gets all 26, right?
Yeah. I have a couple more years left.
Yeah, in Daytona, the RC France got second, because that was the win by Atlantic Racing team with Boy van der Laar and John Davies. And Peter Enders, of course.
Oh, James Johnson's off again.
Now he's in a bad streak then. What's going on with James? Oh, he seems to got it wrong under braking, having to brake hard to avoid a Ferrari.
I think he actually hit the prototype.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I changed the cameras here, but if you see, the prototype turns in on him. And there he goes.
No, he seems to do it all by himself. He just runs out of room.
Okay.
And then buries his nose in the gravel trap. But he doesn't seem to have much damage then. Although he is losing time quickly to Jonathan Dion.
Yeah, I think you can keep going, but yeah. Dion is supposed to go into the pits soon, so...
Yes, but of course the lead will be much less than that full lap that he had just a couple of laps ago. As I think Alvin Neves is in the pit for Water Blue Racing's P2 car.
Yep.
They are lying 7th in P2. In 13th position. "17 laps behind the leader, which is RC France, and how many laps behind?
Zablewski has left the game.
Oh, why did he do that? That was our... Yes, DNF. What happened to Richard Zablewski?
I can't seem to get it on replay here, but a DNF sounds like computer issues, maybe,
or a disconnect.
Yeah, might be.
Let's hope Richard comes by and tell us, because it doesn't seem like we can catch it on replay. So then, second place battle in the GT2 class will be between Sergei Soldatov and Maciek Mileszewski, between Sim Motorsport and Atlantic Racing.
Yeah.
And UKNL, the best running Ferrari at the moment, are in 4th position while making a pit stop. Conor McCarroll.
Parked on the pit wall there.
Will still be some laps before all the GT2s passed Richard Zablewski, because he got a good lead. He was over over 16 laps ahead of Stephen Poolballs, who is the red lantern for today. A little bit of bad luck, you can easily lose a couple of laps, and that's what shows. Yeah, and I think the errors by Johnson will definitely give some fate to Jonathan Dion and Team RC France, because the gap between them is quite significant. Definitely not enough to cover a pit stop that RC is going to make pretty soon. But it's enough to be well in the lead lap
he's
again.
Going into pits now. No.
Speaking of the devil. Let's see when James is going to take over the lead. Oh well, pretty soon actually. He's getting it now.
And he's back in the lead.
Indeed he is, in turn 1. Just past Rick. Pretty close there on the act. Both cars forced out to the left side, as the speed of the corner requires.
He's eager to be done with the traffic now. He needs the help he can get.
Yes. Then again, you would imagine that a driver like James Johnson is capable of doing that. He actually won the race in the P2 in Road America, for example.
But Dion is still in the pits.
Yeah, so that
they had a driver swap.
Quite a lot of time then.
Yeah, driver swap.
Johnson is already back on the back straight.
In
and
the
Stefan
cars,
back in the French car.
Correct.
James Johnson all but taking that lap back.
It's not that far actually.
Front straight.
Emil is in the top now.
Yeah. So let's say there's 10 seconds between them. I think that's probably even less.
Yeah.
And that's the gap that separates James Johnson in GT Omega from regaining that lap advantage on their closest rivals, the Team RC France. Lap behind them is Tim Brook for 05 Motorsport, solidly in third position. Not looking to get second anytime soon, but definitely not looking to lose that one to Andre Martins of Atlantic Racing Team either, as he is about 2 laps ahead.
Are we always off the track a bit now? If we can get the replay working. There. Yeah.
Alright, I'll be leaving you for a bit to catch up with my own team and see how they're doing. Good luck for now.
You, thank you.
That at the same time as we even got our dinner served. Sobolewski has left the game.
Yeah, he DNF'd a while ago.
Okay.
We're not sure what happened, but
Well, DNF is usually a disconnection, so
yeah, we have seen so.
you can only guess. Oh well. Just about a minute and between the two leading cars of the race at this stage, and we've actually covered 261 laps. Which is quite good.
Maybe we should take an onboard lap with some of the cars while we try to stuff our mouth with some food.
That sounds nice. Well, since we're already looking at him, how about the cockpit of the Amil car?
Sounds great. I'm back.
Okay, since Anna's back, then you can do the plane.
Yay! Just a moment.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Where have you been?
Oh, well, I went to go to the little boy's room, and then
Go potty.
I went to go potty with my botty, and well, maybe not actually, but yeah, then I had a family issue that I needed to sort out when the phone rang while I was in there. I had to quickly run out, and I was like, oh well. So yes, I've been sorting a family issue, but I'm back now.
It's all sorted.
As best as it can be.
Yeah.
Don't you just? I do love my family. I do love, because I do like being the person that sorts out people's problems. But they just need to learn that actually during this 8 hours they can't have a nervous breakdown. It's not allowed. So what have I missed?
Well, we had a leader change. Then we had a leader change back.
No.
We were. Richard Sobleski's left.
Oh, a name I can't pronounce. Okay, good.
I'm not sure what more to say actually. But you heard the bling,
I heard the bling.
and you know what that means.
We have someone in. Oh, and someone's just blinged me as well somewhere. Who have we got? Introduce yourself.
Oh, he's a bit shy.
Ah, it's Ole Marius Meervold. Hello, Ole.
Hello, welcome to the mic on.
How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, pretty good.
Awesome stuff. Now, you have just, I assume, finished your stint. How did it all go?
The stint itself went well, but the driver swap didn't work out, so...
Oh no, so you're now out?
Yeah, we retired pretty early.
A
Aww.
couple of hours ago that my team left, so...
Okay. Has Roy stopped crying yet?
Yeah. And my shoulder's all wet.
Aww. I wouldn't promote a soggy shoulder. Bless. So, but enjoyed it while you was out there?
Yeah, dude, I was pretty nervous the first half hour, so I struggled with the rhythm when I was driving, but it worked out in the end.
Never mind. We'll call this a dry run so that you can go and kick everyone's booty when it comes to Le Mans next month.
That would be nice if I could do that, but I don't think so.
No.
Mr. Modesty himself.
Was someone on fire? Yes.
Yeah!
It's the Black
That's
Rebels.
Black Rebels.
That's the grief.
Our
Oh.
P2 leader.
The grief is in grief. What has he done? Oh, poor
Exploded.
Greg.
Oh, downshift. Has to be downshift.
Oh. Naughty,
Yeah,
naughty.
because that was all kaboom.
Roy, you jinxed us.
What?
You said you would put the track on fire when saying this is quite low right now.
Yeah. Don't blame me, it's Simon who's been my way.
Yeah, but
I'm back now.
yeah. We can only have one thing when someone's away.
Ah.
Wow. Alright, fine.
That
Okay,
then.
we'll blame one of us now.
So the leader of P2 is out. Crikey. So that means the leader of P2 is out. That means Richard Bauer is going to take over the lead of the P2 category once he catches up.
Yeah, that's not so long. Actually, it's right about now.
Yeah. Ching.
Roy, switch the cameras. 8,
Look at this.
P7.
Look at this picture. It's
8, 8, 8. Press 8, press 8, press 8. We're going to miss it. We're going to miss it.
He's already gone through.
Yeah.
and I never get to say what I'm supposed to say, so never mind then.
Oh well. What was you going to say?
We sold there many cars.
I was going to say that there's more cars in the pit lane than there are out on the track.
And that brings us... How many we got left? 23 runners and riders left then. I'm doing well. It's coming towards me. I said 18 will finish. This is working well for me.
Yeah.
So...
Again.
That put Enos Doughty to second in P2. He's for R4R Motorsports. And Ricardo Azevedo for Thames International. Thames International going into third. Unspeakable. We have someone in. And what's that? Oh, I smell some of my Haggerty friend. What's cooking in the kitchen? It's Ryan Walkie Talkies. How you doing?
I'm not too bad, thank you. How are you?
We're all good. I thought you'd be out there cooking your haggis over Gregory de Grief's smoking car.
We'll save that for after the race.
Okay. I might have to do one of my takeaway evenings is actually just cook some haggis, because I do bang on about it. Let's see, so, you've been out there for a good few hours. How did it go?
It was absolutely really good. I really enjoyed it. And, absolutely buzzing, I have to admit. Traffic was a nightmare, but you expect that around the track such as Road Atlanta.
That is true, that is true. So, did you find that you had to have like 10 sets of eyes?
Yeah, definitely. I was looking in the mirror every lap, looking for the ALP cars, wondering when they were going to come and when they were going to lap me. So it was a busy day in the office, really.
And what would you say of the etiquette of the P cars? Have they been good, bad?
Some have been okay. Some just need to calm down and just wait for a safe place to pass.
Safety first.
Yep.
Tube it before you leave it. So, okay, but so what's your expectations now for you and your guys?
We're just hoping to finish the race, really, to be honest, because my teammate Carol Middleton had a bit of bother at the pit stop when he tried to start the engine up, but he kept cutting out all the time. So I think we lost a minute and fell down to 13th in class. But thankfully we've managed to get back through the field and get ourselves up to 5th place in class.
Yeah, 5th place in class, yeah. You got 2 laps before you can catch up to Connor McCarroll in front of you, so Carol McCarroll. Woo! Got your high heels going on. That is someone, that should be someone that joins Countdown. I'll have a pee, please. Oh no, Bob Holness is dead. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So, have you played any of R Factor 2?
Not really, to be honest. I've not really been a fan of it. It's not made me like go wow or that, or like make me really grab my attention. Just due to hearing there's been bugs on R Factor 2, the beta. But you expect that with a beta, to be honest, like some problems such as graphics stuttering, FPS stuttering, problems like that. But I'm sure the ISI will be doing everything to sort the problems out for the full release.
Definitely. And if you had a toy to chuck out of your pram, what would it be?
Steering wheel.
Oh. Let's just hope you're not in a pram race of champions when that happens.
Oh god,
So-
no. Yeah, I forgot to ask you Marius on this question, so you know what I'm saying.
The what question?
The toy end question and the R Factor question.
Yes, must ask Ole that actually. Just before I do, Tim Brooks just set the fastest first sector of the race, and Steph Amiel has just set the fastest middle sector of the race, so everyone's still tampering themselves around as quick as they can. Of course, we're now 1:30 almost in the game's internal daytime clock, so I suppose conditions are perfecto. Yeah, Ole, while you're here actually, have you played R Factor 2?
Yeah, I'm actually doing it right now.
Oh! You're not watching the broadcast?
No.
Well. Disgraceful. How are you finding it?
I think it's pretty good with it.
Have you come across any of these bugs that Ryan was mentioning, or?
No, only bug is the replay bug. That the car is broken. On the whole replay, it crashed. But
Oh,
nothing
okay.
else.
Okay. And so, did you sign up for the 18-month thing, or did you do the whole lifetime thing?
I took the lifetime.
Ah, yours for life. Oh, bless. And if you had a toy to throw out your pram, what would it be?
Throw out what?
Your pram.
And that is... No, I'm not really good in English.
Have you ever heard of the expression, he threw his toy out the pram?
No.
That
Me neither.
explains a lot.
Explain it, Simon, please.
Right, have you ever heard, you've spat your dummy out?
No.
Oh, come on. You're only Swedish or Norwegian or whatever it is. You're only Nordic. What more do you need? Right, when someone has a stress moment or strops or has a hissy fit and it's all like, oh, how dare you crash into me? Then they say, oh, he spat his dummy out, or oh, he threw his toy out the pram. It's like an English expression.
Okay.
Okay? So, if you had a toy to throw out of your pram, so say like threw something at someone, but it has to be a toy, what would it be?
I don't know.
Charmander!
Yeah. That'd be good.
Medium-sized anvil.
No, something pink, of course.
Okay.
Or something pink.
Pink and fluffy. Bless. Okay. Well, now I've butchered that joke.
That do remind me, I still have to paint some pink on the Porsche to the final race.
Yeah. Or else I won't drive.
So, and are you two doing any other leagues at the moment, or is it just this?
So we're Touring Masters and the RaceDepartment Touring Championship.
Ah. Ryan?
Excuse me. bit of Race to Play, GRC, and that's about it at the moment, to be honest.
Cool. Okay. Magnus Dahlgren's in the pits from 12th position. He's just dropped down to 12th because Gabon Nemchak has just gone through. So that's a change of position there. They soon both move. Well, Nemchak will move into 10th actually because just now he has done as De Grief slips down the order with his retired fiery old black rebel. And have either of you two got any comments or things you'd like to shout out to the rest of the world? That'll be a no. Is that your impression of me?
Yeah, as Simon. Since
Okay.
you take the mick out of me for being Scottish.
Which is quite funny, as I am half Scottish myself.
Yep.
That's why I do it.
I will say as though it was a good job in the broadcast so far, and it's been great listening to you as well. Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you. Right, and Joakim do kick booty, so they roll.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We need to get you a little theme tune. Maybe we should make a theme tune out of all our little sound effects.
Good shit.
Right, and Joakim. I'm going to actually think too far about this, and I'll actually make one now. This is not good.
DuckTales.
Hey! Awesome theme tune.
What am I have you found any sound effect yet?
No, I've tried. Here! Let's try. That's all I have.
Aww.
It's a low hush.
Well,
I did see that George did pop into us, into the booth.
Pop into us.
He bumped into us and rammed us out of the booth. But he's not here at the moment. We'll have to wait to hear what he has to say about his stint.
I'll know what he has to say. Oh yeah.
Okay. So, just taking a quick look through the forum, actually, just because people do like to pop down what they've done. Erwin Lavassier was a disconnection for Rare Endurance Team. David Nichols had a pit stop, then his PC crashed. So it wasn't a disconnection, it was just that he crashed. His PC crashed. That wasn't very good for him. Bad. Stop downloading all that porn, David. Who else have we got? Samuel Leonian says that he's not been a fan of the mod, and now he says, after driving this car, after driving our Factor 2, makes me want to hurl every lap. I think that might be... Ooh.
Oh, what a pussy.
Do you want to put... What a pussy?
No.
Is that what you said?
I'll just get my coat.
Well...
No, I'm talking about...
I'll just sit here with my arms folded.
Oh, look what you've done.
Hey, Scooby-Doo, turn off the mic.
Oh dear.
Oh, Simon's
Game
my
of Wheelers.
fucking...
You don't.
No, I love you, really.
Okay. In a manly way.
No comment.
Okay.
Anyway, I better pop back to my...
I'm glad you finished that, to be fair.
Anyway, I better pop back to my...
Ryan Walker.
walking away.
Yeah.
You'll never walk alone. And also...
He won't do if he drives like that. No, pleasure to have you in the booth as ever, Mr. Walker. And no doubt I shall see you out on track very soon, because he's a very keen sim racer. And,
I pop back to my TeamSpeak channel and see how they're getting on. Thanks for the interview. Catch you later.
take it easy.
Bye-bye. Well, I didn't understand a word of.
It's a new language. It's Scottish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like Danish to the Norwegians.
It's like my dad comes from Scotland, and even though he's lived in the UK for a while, he's still not lost his strong Scottish accent. So it's quite funny because people go, "Oh, so have you only just moved to the UK?" And he's like, "No, I've been here about 25 years or whatever." Well, that was my awful Scottish. Whenever I do a Scottish impression, I sound like I'm Indian. Which is why I can't do it.
I've been living in India 50 years ago.
Is that your Scottish?
Oh, that's Indian.
Okay. Say samosa.
Samosa.
Okay.
Why?
I want you to say it in an Indian accent.
Oh, samosa.
Aww. Cute.
I don't even know what samosa is. So.
I do like looking back on other people's comments as well, because obviously Martin Bolgen and Gary Allen have long since retired, but I do like looking at their post where Martin Bolgen has put, "We've only completed about 3 stints this season. Everything is going fine." Whoops.
Oh dear.
Blah blah blah. Gary did half a stint, but it's getting harder and harder to drive. It looks as though their computer's knackered and they can't keep up. So that's why they've retired. SOS disconnected. Bum ba bum ba bum. Everyone moaning about Manuel and Rayner crashing them out. Roy Schroten apparently went through the pits but forgot to select, or couldn't select stop go penalty from his pit menu, and that's why he had to do it. Ross McGregor says that he had to retire because none of his teammates turned up.
Yeah, that's bad. I read it earlier.
That's cruel. Poor little Ross. Must have been desperate for the loo.
Yeah. After party!
Was it? Yeah. I remember Tristan Bayliss doing like the whole 8 hours once. I was like, seriously, you must have the bladder of an elephant. And that's all that people have put, really, in the forum so far. So...
Hey, Talbot's back.
Hello.
Hey, Georgie Pod. Georgie Porgy. What was that rhyme? Went to town?
I don't know. I haven't heard many.
Oh, I'm going to Google that now. Georgie.
I hope you're joking.
No, it used to be Georgie Porgy is a popular English nursery rhyme. Georgie Porgy, pudding and pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away.
No, I've never heard that before.
Have you not?
No, no one's ever said that to me. Never in nursery or school or anything. No, I've never heard that one before.
I can hear the irony.
I remember the rude version of Georgie Porgy though, and it was called Orgy Porgy.
Probably better than let's wait till 9 o'clock, even though we're not going
What's
to
that?
9 o'clock.
I know.
Maybe
But yeah.
A private
Oh, you
live stream
sneaky.
for any viewers that want to pay for some.
I'm not doing a private live stream where people pay. I don't think the world is prepared to see that yet.
Some men make a good living from that, Simon.
Yes, the problem
Shouldn't
is
the live stream then include poking?
they don't. I don't want to be poked in my live stream, and not only that, no one's prepared to see these moves on air.
Just a quick question. When was the last time we had a restart?
Round 4.
No, it was 3:45 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright then.
We're good.
So
I'll be back in a moment. Someone's complaining to me.
I'll be back.
RBR.
He's been summoned. I know he's been summoned by actually, because Stefan Persson was trying to get hold of someone because he wanted to lodge something.
Boy from Large.
Oh. Naughty.
Boy.
Oh, how long did you use to make that one up?
2 seconds.
Oh, and David Horvath has taken over the, Astat as well, has taken over the Hell Racing Team Hungary P1 car.
Horvath.
What? Are we looking at a race?
6 laps off the lead. 168 seconds, 69 seconds behind Peter Enders. No, what's the closest? The closest battle, and the only one that's actually out on track, is Azevedo and Nemsak over 9 and 10. Only 4 seconds between them. Stefan Amiel was just on the fastest third sector, but apart from that...
Magnus Dahlgren is also on the same lap.
Oh, you devil. Yeah, so he is.
Yeah, but he's just entering the turn 1 right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're making it exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go on.
This is for the ones who don't watch the stream, okay? This is for the only listens, like Automarius.
Azevedo has only just pitted 4 laps ago, so that's probably why.
Oh my god, all of the cars on the track are on fire!
Suddenly 3 million viewers. Oh dear.
Wow, that's a lot of DNFs.
Yeah, it's a lot of DNFs, isn't it? And we've only got 23 of the 42 that started, so we've lost nearly half the field already, and we've still got 2 hours and 23 minutes left to go.
And I just got a whisper that car number 26 went into the wall 5 minutes after somebody typed something in the chat in-game, and I lost focus. Pit stop fixed to damage, and the fray now driving the car. That's car number 26.
There hasn't been any chatting in the game at all. It's only been the drive-through that you're...
Yeah, I suppose that's it.
Oh.
Because they do pop up. Oh, that's David Low Race then.
David Low Race? Which car is there?
5 minutes ago. Okay, there you go. Thank you.
LSD Racing GT2 Porsche.
I thought I was where.
Well, he has now covered both English, Indian, and now also French. What's next? Amuse us.
Guten Tag, this is the live stream. No.
Ole! Hola, rather. I know what we can do. I don't know if this will come out actually though. On my microphone. This might scare you a little bit.
Oh dear.
And there we have the first DNF in the commentator booth.
Sorry, I'll stop now.
Now you should put the link to that in the chat so that everybody else can see what this is.
Yeah?
Don't. You don't want to ruin any more people's lives.
This is the game that I imported this in from Japan. It cost me a good 20 quid.
Why?
Because I like strange games, and that game is strange.
Yeah, I can see. What on earth are you doing in that game?
It's like a Simon Says game, and you've got to press the right buttons at the right time to change, so that every syllable that she sings is like a different button press. So it's a bit like Dance Dance Revolution. Remember when you used to go on the dance mats and then you'd all be like stacking it everywhere in like the parts? Yeah. It's like that, but like hyper Japanese version. So I popped it in chat so that everyone can just be slightly scared by it.
Yeah. But the weirdest part is not actually the game itself. It's that it actually is a live concert with that song.
Yeah.
On YouTube. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
you can hear us in it. Dear, oh dear.
Anyway.
Japanese people are weird.
There's one place that if I could only visit one other country before I die, it would be Japan.
I don't think I could stand visit Japan. I hate being in big cities.
Okay.
And there's so many people.
You don't have to go to Tokyo then.
No. You could just go to Fujimikaido or something. That would be fun.
Yeah, see, I'd do it so that I could time it, so that at the same time I'd be as NMSAC had an incident in I don't know what's going on there. I'd time it so that I could take part. Have you ever seen that TV show Takeshi's Castle?
Nope.
It's like they start off with 100 contestants and then they put them through really stupid challenges like swinging on a plastic mushroom across a massive mud pit. And then when they all fall off and they've got to like land on a sponge pudding or something, and then if they don't, then they land in like the water and mud pits and stuff, and like they put them in front of cannons of massive balls and just fire at them and see if they fall off a bridge that's like 50 foot high. But yeah, I'd go on that, and then I'd time it so that I could go and see some Japanese artist in concert or something.
We actually had this game show in Norway called I Survived the Japanese Game Show.
Really?
Yeah. We're gonna send people from Norway to Japan to compete in the game show.
Oh, funny.
That's weird.
What kind of TV do you have in Norway?
What do you mean? What kind of TV?
Well, like British people, it's all soap operas and reality TV shat.
Yeah.
So
also.
And really?
Yeah. There are 3 or 4 big TV channels. There's NRK1, which is the Norwegian channel, with no commercials, only programs that are founded by the people of Norway, I will say. And then you have the Norwegian TV2, which is more like a commercial channel with news and all this. Also imported programs from Australia, England, America, also such, and also much sport. And then you have like TV3, which is Viasat's founded. They only send imported programs almost.
Ew.
But we also do have the BBC channels.
Wow. You can't have everything then. If you have the BBC channels, something's got to drag your TV viewing down.
Well, if we should take a little glance back to the race, then Team and Boss has taken over. Team and Boss probably taken over the SRV and GT2 number 2 car, or rather number 38 car.
Ooh. And also, NMSAC is now in 9th, and Asviedo has dropped to 10th, somewhere along the line. There's 9 seconds between them, and Magnus Dahlgren's only 27 seconds behind Asviedo as well, so there's a little bit of switching going around. So,
Dave Jordan has brought the satellite racing car up to 13th overall.
Yeah! He's got 12 laps to catch before they get to Alvin Nieves in 12th, who I don't really think we've actually featured at all, even though he's been in a car. I've not seen him anyway, but yeah, Dave Jordan doing a very good job. He's kind of now stuck in a bit in no man's land. I don't know whether he's going... What's he doing? He's doing 1 minute 7s, and Nieves is doing 1:11s, so I don't think he will have enough time to really catch up to them. But he's got as far as he possibly could do. He's done well.
And one of our previous guests, Ryan Mayfield, is also out on the circuit in the 05 Motorsport P1 car in 3rd overall.
Hey! Well done, Ryan. Welcome to the race.
Did we mention Hell Racing Team Hungary P1 David Horvath? Okay.
That we did. Then Kashmarek is behind the wheel again of the R4 Motorsport car.
Ooh.
Nigel Middleton's in from 19th.
Maciej Milasevski is behind the wheel now of the Atlantic Racing Team GT2 car. And Stephen Peebles has caught up all of the DNFs, but he was trapped in between them on the bottom of the list. There's only one DNF car left. Pulse.
Actually, that's Jagree's engine failure.
Yep.
I wouldn't call it a DNF now.
Well, they did not finish, didn't they?
Yeah.
DNF is did not finish. Of course, they are quite a way back. Well, last time I did say it, well, we didn't lose a car, but it is rather quiet out there at the moment.
This is going to be terrible.
What is?
When Roy says it's quiet out there. Last time I said it, the Greaves car caught fire.
Yeah, but it was only Gregory's car.
That's one more than
You sound disappointed. It's as if you wanted like some flaming meteor to come down and smash into turn 3 or something. But, oh, damn.
I went into turn 1 so that everyone had to use the alternative route around the gravel trap to get around it. Oh well. Ben Tusting behind the wheel then of the GT Omega car in 2nd position.
Ah, welcome, Ben.
That means Steph Amiel is now back in the lead.
With somewhat 15 seconds. But of course they are on... Well, they are pretty much on the similar strategy, but it's some lap apart.
We all remember what happened last pit stop from the GT Omega car. The 2 laps after the pit stop, they went off the track in both the laps. So let's see what happens then. Maybe we'll even be so lucky that James Johnson comes in with us again. Not a minute too soon.
Ask and you shall receive, eh? I brought all the motors in it to be funny and stuff, but it's all quiet.
It is. It's almost like they daren't battle each other.
Hey, Olomarius, are you sleeping?
Oh, we're still playing Alpha 2 though. Recording some movies and the TeamSpeak is kicking in, so that's going to sound nice.
Okay. Does that mean that we've
We're being recorded?
and we're on film? Stuart Gillard in the chat room actually has just come up with a good idea. He says that I should travel to Japan when the Formula 1 race is on.
Yeah.
That'd be quite good. The only problem is that every time they have a Formula 1 race, they seem to have some kind of not tsunami, but like what's it called? Yeah, or hurricane, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or tornado, I think was the other one. Just in case it's not difficult enough to get around run 30R, to have a tornado thrown in.
I'll take that as a hint. Then don't go there. It's a Formula 1
Yes.
race.
Yeah. It's no good.
Rather catch a Super GT race myself, actually, but there you go.
Yeah. So what are your favourite types of motor racing in real life then that you follow? Either.
Well, I watch just about everything apart from open wheelers, really.
I actually like the rallycross.
So I'm watching endurance racing and touring car racing and rallying and...
Because rallycross is like the big brother of the racing I drive.
Oh, yes it is.
Translate what you're driving at.
Well, if you take the really, really cheapest car you can ever find, put in a roller cage and racing seat, then you know what I drive.
Was that banger racing?
Yeah, almost. You must have seen the car I drive on Facebook, Simon?
Sorry?
You must have seen my racing car on Facebook?
I'll have a little look. I thought we'd lost someone there for a second. What's going on there?
Steven Pubel spun.
Oh, okay.
Not that bad.
No, but of course the replay didn't catch it because it decided to lag.
And of course it wouldn't catch it, because that would mean that it was... Right, let me have a look.
Message to James Johnson. You are wanted in the commentators booth.
Well, he's in the chat room in a minute. Get your booty. Uh-huh. All I can see of your car... All I can see of your car, if that is your car, is that it's very broken.
Yeah, you mean the black and red one.
Oh, I can only see black
with the red
one.
stripe.
Okay, it was just black. Maybe I'm just looking
Then you're looking
at some kind of... Oh, I spy. Yeah, I got it. Oh, that looks very sweet. I wonder if you can get RaceDepartment to sponsor it for you.
I actually have a RaceDepartment advertisement on it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You Jim Jam.
Bought it myself.
It looks like it looks like the road car version of Knight Rider.
Well, the coloring is supposed to look like the A-Team car.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking Knight Rider. You could be David Hasselhoff.
Oh no. No.
Verhoff.
I consider myself more like Hayes or Murdoch in the beat in the
Murdoch.
Yeah.
A little cigar hanging out and...
You know, Murdoch is the crazy one who flies the plane.
Oh yes, I remember. Sorry, I was getting confused. I used to have action figures of A-Team when I were a little one.
About 40, 50 years or something ago.
I've not seen... Oh!
Back in the days where there were no electricity and everyone had to watch TV in the dark.
Yeah.
No, I just employed hamsters. Turn my wheel, kitty. Yeah.
Is that what you say to your girlfriend? Sorry.
I don't know. I wouldn't say will. I've not seen the new A-Team, the newer A-Team film that came out because I get a bit worried when they remake things. They're just never generally as good.
Don't see it.
Is it cack?
I saw it. It's rubbish.
I liked it, but there you go.
And Paul Cullen in the chat room. No, if a boy has a toy, it's an action figure. When a girl has a toy, it's a doll, not the other way round. It's not as if I picked up the 18 figures and I was like, oh yeah, brush its hair, paint its nails. I was like, nuke the bitches. Come on. I was proper Kim Il, whatever his name, the dead one, Korea.
Kim Jong-il.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I was plasticine version of him. I just like nuke them all. Not like this. I've always wondered though, when are they going to release Dirty Crack Habit Barbie? Because they've released the one where she's pregnant, which I just think is very dubious, especially around where I live, because if you have a baby after the age of 16, they actually feel that you've waited too long. You know, just where I am. This is pregnant teen land where I live. It's awful. I bet your BA had no clothes.
Oh dear.
Paul, I feel we're treading on thin ground.
That's the watershed again.
Yeah.
I asked for rules about the watershed, but I didn't get any.
Does that mean that there are no rules to break then?
You haven't got a microphone, Paul.
No, it's probably just was wise, to be fair. I don't know who Paul Cullen is, but he's making me giggle in the chat room. So, all is good in the world. Coming up, I don't know, at 6 o'clock. Knowledge. I remember being very lazy once, upon a time, when instead of actually laughing, if I couldn't be bothered to laugh, I just go lol. I must have been everyone's worst enemy when that was going, because it's so annoying. What's up?
Roy. No, LOL.
Oh.
That's...
It's not as if you could acronym anything else though, because if you've done like laughing my arse off, it's not as if you can go Lamau. Yeah.
The Rufflecopter.
Oh, look at this. The gap between Dahlgren and Acevedo is now 2-point-something seconds.
We've got a battle! Wow!
It's looking like it. Thank you, Paul. It's, Dahlgren has been catching up now over quite some time.
Well, he's taking his time about it. Gilles Dehan is in the chat room. Hello, Gilles. Good drive by yourself?
No.
Possibly.
Great drive by everyone else.
Okay. I will not argue. I assume while he was driving, I was actually not here. And that is probably why I was being quite generous. Cack driving, Gilles. Well done.
He's got his mouth full at the moment. With what?
Or rather...
Well, we kept everything above the waistline up to this point, so...
Well, that's what she said. Oh, who's that off? Did you see that? Someone was just not on the track.
Oh, that's the 5 Porsche, I think.
Yeah, it is. Kevin Brent.
Who's only just got on the track, hasn't he? In 14th position. Oh dear, off again, and that's going to be barrier contact.
That's the replay.
Okay. It was still barrier contact, but yeah. Not good, not good. And Dahlgren's got round as Viedo.
Was when I did take the eyes off him.
The 10th position. He's murdered him through. Let's see how that one happened.
Well, they're side by side on this back straight. Just
so much for a
outrun
straight line.
Oh, that's replay lag. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I believe I can fly.
Oh, Back to the Future already.
Yeah.
I believe I can fly the sky.
No.
Drunk Norwegian karaoke, bring it.
Or drunk.
Sober karaoke, even more
That's
awkward.
me. I don't think.
Okay. We'll just feed you up on crisps and peanuts. E-numbers. Highly coloured sweets, so that you're buzzing on E-numbers.
Oh, my tongue is blue!
Okay, and
Kevin Cox, 24th position. Welcome to the race.
Not that long ago that he...
So...
I do feel that his surname is Greedy, though.
Yeah. He's a bit cocky.
And he's got more than one. So... Surely, I don't know. Do you know what? I was going to go off on a complete tangent, and I thought, no, let's not for once.
I see in chat box a while ago, Paul asked for my nationalities. I can insult them the next 2 hours. We're going through the nationalities now. Nice people. Well, Simon has read most of the names, so now I can insult them.
That's true. But at least I've insulted everyone equally and fairly.
Yeah.
So
This will not be like last time where we had this chain of apologies at the end of the stream.
We just start at number 1. Number 2, sorry. Number 3, sorry. Number 4.
Sorry seems to be the hardest one. Let's watch Pit Stop.
Hello.
Oh, no, that's just Pit Stop. It seemed like he was going sideways into the pits.
yeah. Sergei Soldatov.
He's staying on the left-hand side of the yellow line as he's supposed to do all the way in the pits as well.
Good man. Is not taking the mick.
Oh, Bram is in chat.
Ooh. Bram malicious. If I was to have babies, it would be with Bram.
Wait. Did you see Baileys or babies?
All of the above.
Yeah.
Well, since James Johnson don't want to enter the chat box, no, not chat box, not the comment input. Random.
Oh, and a driver swap actually on the screen as well. It's
Babushka.
yeah. Moving on with those insults, yes. Mitribushka.
Right, I'm back from dealing with the politics of rules and interpretations. How's the race going?
It's going, but I'd rather hear of all the juicy gossip and action of feeling of that.
Sadly, you will have to wait until the distinguished, reliable panel of adjudicators that we hire from the FIA have dealt with.
Oh, scandal.
Basically, me and Yuri in a week's time.
Okay. So in order to get it...
We want about Lucy now.
All we need to do, guys, is hire them both some strippers and dress them in Nazi costumes and we're there.
Take some nasty pictures.
Yeah.
I take it then that the race action has sort of disappeared with the way the conversation is now to when I left. So maybe I can try and bring us all back together and get back to the race.
Not really.
All the time, actually.
The only thing that's kind of vaguely going on, and it's purely because Babushka's been in the pits, is that Milosevsky is just 2.1 seconds behind in 16th position, but aside from that, there isn't much else going on now. Dahlgren's got round Asviedo for 10th. And there we are on your screens. Because he's closing him in, but that's just because Babushka is putting his getting his tyres registered. That's so annoying because I really like Kate Bush and that song's going to be in my head all afternoon now.
Well, you have to run the Japanese one instead then.
I'll heard it. But actually his name is not Bushka, it's Buksha.
Bookshop. Okay. Got it.
Oh my gosh.
And he's about to be rounded up here.
Well, now we have...
It's been mullered.
We have insulted 20 or so countries. Drivers.
And there you go.
A couple of worlds.
Oh, and a big one on the inside of them as well.
Nice and juicy, does it? Good move. Good move. Buksha there just taking a while to get up to temperature with his tyres. How long would you say it does take, George?
Sorry, I was daydreaming. What did you say?
Well, just bringing you back to the race, George.
Sorry, I was just watching indecent images on my computer.
Well, so was I, but that was just because I thought a P2 was being overtaken by a GT2, and that isn't decent enough. How long does it take for the tyres to get up to temperature? And then I'll let you cool down while you're talking about it.
Based on, I think the track is probably going to be around 36, 37 degrees at the moment, so it's probably at its hottest. So pretty much when you come out your pit stop, your tyres will, get up to temperature within the out lap or the first or second lap.
Okay.
When the race started, they were a little bit cold. We wanted to, I can probably say it now, we wanted to run hards, but it was a little bit too cold to run the hards. So we went with mediums, but yeah, it's this mod. They don't take too long to get up to temperature.
Okay.
But I've heard that I think with Service Pack 2, I think they changed the tyres a little bit so that they take a bit more time to get up to temperature.
So hello to Balashkis, Kitch, who's taking over the Simco Hungarian P2 car.
Ah. Ooh, ding. Ding dong, merry on the way. Is that a Mr. Jimmy Johnson?
Yes, it is.
How you diddling?
I'm fine. After my little stint, well, my long stint. A few mistakes here and there.
Black stuff is the good stuff.
So, talk us through your stint, because it seems to have a bit of an up and down moment, according to Joakim and Roy.
Yep. I was alright at the start for the first couple of hours, just following around with Jimmy Dion and all that. And then, after all that, it kind of got a bit messy. And then I kind of made a few mistakes as I got a little bit more tired and a bit more frustrated with some of the moves going on.
What do you mean frustrated with the moves?
I get blocked a few times and all that type of stuff.
Oh, okay. Is it just me or is that car on screen? That must be the light, because I keep thinking momentarily it's on fire.
It's laser.
Laser.
The little lasers.
Cutting the way as Ben Tustin leads the way. Still. But yeah, okay. So, any more driver changes for your team before the end of the race?
Nope, that's it. Ben takes it home.
Hey.
And I guess you saw my little excursion down the other pit lane.
I wasn't about for that, but I have seen someone refer to it in the chat room.
Yes. I don't know what happened, somehow my wheel just wouldn't turn for some reason. And went straight on. So I thought I might as well go down that way and then go down it at full speed because there's no limit on it.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. So, I think we've asked you the questions for the day, haven't we?
Yes, we have, because I came out later.
Yes. I was going to say, I couldn't remember if I'd asked you that. It's all a long time ago. Things happen. So, yeah. Okay, awesome. Anything else you'd like to add at all?
Not really. I'm just here to enjoy the
It's
show
just
now.
fishing for compliments.
Fishing for compliments. I'll tell you what you can do, actually, though, is you can provide me the first number for my takeaway bingo.
Oh!
Alright then.
Team song.
Simon's takeaway bingo! Loving that. So, what we got? Let's pop on to justeat.co.uk. Interrupt me, obviously, if something vaguely useful is happening on track. Right.
Lane new tarmac.
Sure we go. Right.
Peter is behind the wheel of the Hell Racing Team Hungary P2 car in 5th position in P2. And welcome to Alex Surm for Waterblue Racing.
Hello, Alex.
In P2.
Oh, he was poking me earlier. Now I know why he was, because I didn't see him on any of the lists anywhere. '15th and 16th are quite juicy. Oh no, we've already seen that. Mirzeski is past Buksha and he's pulling away. That was me being a bit confused. Don't worry. Can I just say, Kevin Cox is only 11 laps behind the car in front.
We also all of a sudden have someone in the interview channel, but the interview channel don't work like we want to.
Would you like me to bring him up so that you can dissect him piece by piece?
Yeah.
You make it sound like that's a painful thing. Okay.
What is that noise?
Do you know, you've all gone really, really quiet. I don't know if it's just me.
Who was off in the background?
I think I must have adjusted some of my settings, or just sat on like the volume control, because everyone's gone really quiet.
Hey, Simon!
Okay, what?
You really made this noise now.
That is ridiculous, that noise coming out of there. You should be banned from the TeamSpeak server.
Look at this. This is a replay of Dave Jordan.
Ooh.
Who has spun it then at the far end of the circuit, and he has spun it now
Again.
I wonder if he's got a puncture or something.
Not looking good.
He's doing burnouts.
That car has had far too much airtime today when it's been going slow.
That's true.
But we love it so much. Okay,
You're not
so
winning and you're on the broadcast a lot. That's normally quite worrying. They tend to focus on the mistakes.
Looking at different drivers, George Pole has taken over the UKNL Racing GT2 car in 4th position.
Give Georgie Porgy some airtime. We've got in the chat room though, Alvin Nieves. Oh.
Wow.
Also got some lag going on there.
That is some significant time warp going on.
You have a translator? Anyone?
I think that was a... No, that's not how you pronounce my name. Sounds like a sample that...
This is turned into the Morse code comment.
Alvin said, I think I translate it as Morse code as, I am trapped under my base unit. Steering wheel in eyeball. Call 999.
I'll say that once in a game.
Yeah. Oh, Georgie Podge. Helen Porgy.
I actually feel a little bit sorry for Alvin for being dragged in here and
all this. Just abused.
Did George Holt just lose a position?
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, so he lost it to the Atlantic Racing team, was it? No.
No, he's 2 laps either way.
Oh.
Up and down. So Nigel Middleton is next one on the list in 18th position, but he is 2 laps behind, unfortunately. And that was a 1:32 for George Pole because of that spin, so it lost him a good chunk of time, a good 10 seconds. Not good at all. Loving the lights on that car, actually.
Yeah, they shouldn't be on.
I know they shouldn't be on, but it looks quite juicy, unless he's on his way to the pits and he meant to or something, I don't know.
He's just passed it.
Been on for a little while.
Yeah.
Naughty.
Maybe
No wonder
submit a warning.
people do complain of lag and FPS problems, and that's why.
He must have got the message from a teammate.
Yeah. Thanks, Georgie.
Oh, we don't get that's what friends are for now then, do we?
No, because I don't know the words.
Keep smiling, keep shining.
But Roy knows
you and I was... There's something.
I'm going to call you Jukebox.
Joakim Jukebox Skalstad.
Jukebox All Stars. Okay, what are we going to have?
You just put on a fiver and you don't know what comes out.
I just wanted to work out, when I was driving my stint in the middle of the race, or sort of a third into it, every time the GT Omega car came past, it was literally followed inches behind by the Team RC. Were they actually racing for position, or was one car a lap down?
It was the RC was one lap down.
Oh, because I was thinking that must be some crazy battle going on there, because every time they came past, it was very, very close.
Yeah, we were virtually nailed onto each other from the whole stint, virtually 2 stints.
Maybe
something happened.
Maybe in the interests of fun, you should just give them their lap back.
Stay in front of them.
There actually says in the game now there's 21 seconds between them.
Yeah, 24 seconds. And they pitted 5 times each, it's saying, but...
Remember, there was this person before the driver swap who drove off the track a couple of times.
that was me. Once I started getting a bit tired.
And they're both kind of similar on strategies, because Tustin pitted on 293 and Emil was 300.
Honestly, I don't think either of us will have enough fuel to go to the finish on the last stint.
Oh.
You're going to have to get your calculator out. You've now just been assigned as RDLMS strategy mathematician man, so you need to explain what everyone's doing in the last hour of the race. No pressure.
Whatever you do, don't put that duty onto Joakim.
I will hear this forever.
Because he had calculated the fuel that I was supposed to use now on Wednesday in the WTM race, and he got it all wrong.
I divided instead of multiplying. The Sierra also don't use 0.68 liters per lap.
Okay, we give RaceDepartment some airtime. Leave it here for a few hours.
Yeah, that's nice. Put on some music and then we'll just take a break.
It really does show how different the track is to how it was earlier. When I started driving, it was quite busy, but by the end of my stint, it was really, really nice. There was, some decent gaps for you to sort of relax a bit and put some decent laps in.
Sorry, did you find it more enjoyable now that it's a little bit more empty?
Yeah.
Just to re-summarise what I just said, yeah. In essence, yeah. I prefer it when there's less cars on the track.
But my luck seemed to run out after it got a bit emptier.
Well,
empty track more.
That's, well, you know, it kind of goes two ways when the series director says that it's nicer when there's few cars on the track.
That's from a driving point of view, obviously. A spectacle if we could have 60 cars going into turn 1. Yeah.
Havoc.
I would like to see 60 cars going into turn 1. Especially if we could have Georgios Davakos the first one in.
Or waiting there in the sand trap for them.
Yeah.
Maybe with his friend Mike.
Or Boy Vanderlaar parked halfway across the track.
The 4th overall or 5th? I think he's 5th.
Actually have this.
And Boy Vanderlaar is even driving. Oh, you just confused me. No, I'm going to shut up. Yes, you were using that as an example. Yeah. I'm leaving now. Any complaints, speak to Yuri. It's nice knowing your Ram delete my account.
But on a serious note, we should probably make that the final break of the broadcast now pretty soon.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. So. We shall, should we do it now?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see you on a smidgeroo here on simrace.tv.